All right, let's get caught up on this forecast now, and I'll show you how we are about to change. Yes, we're going to talk about the rain because we're not done with it. It's a pretty dramatic looking time lapse of the last 3 hours. Well, where the story now really lives is in the 7-day, not so much tomorrow. Tomorrow's nice. We're done with the rain. That's one cloud in that terrarium. It's the days back here I really wanted you to see. This is the next 7 days. You see what it says on the front of the floor there where it says inland? We're looking at our inland microclimate and going over the next 7 days. The real story is the warm up and temperatures that are going to be near 80. Don't worry about that view out the window. That is a live view from our front row seat looking across the East Bay right now. It is still gray. It is still damp out there. Tomorrow's not going to be like this. Here's part of the reason for that. Let's watch the progression of this. We're seeing the last little edge of the cold front beautifully outlined here in the rain. And look how that thing marches south, falls apart as it does. Look at your timestamp. That gets us to like 8, 9 o'clock. We're done. Done with that. One closer view on that. Let's bring it back home and let's get some locators on here, kind of see where we are. And there goes that front. Watch it leaving again as we get towards the evening. We'll be done with it. I mean, it's like 1/10 of an inch of rain so far that we got. The mountains have done a little better. I mean, we picked up about 1/2 inch of rain in the Santa Cruz Mountains. Closer to an inch, actually, way up on the north edge of Sonoma County there. But that's over the last 2 days. There were 2 cold fronts like this that came through. But since that's done, let's clear that off. We'll say goodbye to the visual for the rain. And now let's just talk about tomorrow's numbers. You're going to have more blue sky tomorrow than anything else. And you can see where you'll be for daytime highs on here when you take a look at the numbers across the bay. It's going to be a lot of low to mid 70s that show up on here. This is the forecast for the bay. I'm going to switch this now. We're going to transition to where we're going to be on Wednesday and watch what happens when we say goodbye to the numbers. And I bring in the actual color contour for Wednesday. It gets a lot deeper into the shades of orange and red. And now, we looked at it in the 7-day a moment ago, sure, but we were just spotlighting the inland numbers. Look at San Francisco. Look at Half Moon Bay. Low 70s. This is middle of the week. Plenty of sunshine here. All right, let's bring it back out again because what we need to do is do the comparison on that down to the south. I know we were looking at Monterey there, but let's get a little more detail on this. Look at the number inland. Get yourself up there towards places like Hollister. Going to be 86 there on Wednesday. Skip over to Santa Cruz. You want to see the microclimates for this region? Those temperatures in Santa Cruz will still be relatively nice. You'll be in the 70s there. So interesting setup coming our way over the course of the next 7 days. We're done with the rain, and now we're just waiting for the warm-up to settle in. I showed you the inland microclimate to start this discussion, but the numbers for the Bay are also pretty standout. 78 on Wednesday. Think Redwood City, Hayward. You guys are going to be just shy of 80 there. And when you do that, for those locations, we're going to be, as we saw, in San Francisco, low to mid 70s. We should hold on to this for much of the rest of the forecast, even taking us into next weekend and maybe even taking us for a good part of early November. That's going to be a conversation for another day or perhaps the next week or so to go. We'll see how that plays out. All right, Vern, over to you.
How about a